Who is he? The one they all whisper about.
He's the one who let pain sculpt him into a man. They tried to bury him, break him, erase him, but he turned every wound into power. Now he walks alone, feared by all, unstoppable.
I wasn't born like this. I wasn't forged in glory. I was carved out of agony, piece by brutal piece. Every scar is a word in my story. Every wound is a chapter. And the pain is the ink that wrote it all. They thought they'd break me. They thought the betrayal, the silence, the abandonment would hollow me out, leave me crawling, begging, and maybe for a moment, I did crawl. Maybe I even bled out on the floor, in places no one saw. But I didn't stay there. I learned something down there in the dark, something they never teach you in safety, in comfort. I learned that pain is a chisel, that suffering is a sculptor. I let the fire burn everything soft in me. I let it melt my fear, my doubt, my hesitation. I didn't run from the flames. I walked straight into them. They call it madness, what I became. Cold, ruthless, a monster. That's what they whispered behind trembling lips. But monsters aren't born. Monsters are made. And they made me. I stopped looking for sympathy the day I realized it was a leash. Tonight, the day I realized how no one I know and one man was coming to save me. No one was going to lift me up. So I stopped waiting. I dug into the dirt with bare hands and broken nails. And I built a throne from everything they tried to bury me with. I let the pain shake me into a man. Not a man of mercy, but a man of war, of will, of absolute unshakable resolve. I ripped out the human heart that used to beg for love, for peace. I buried it where the sun doesn't reach. It was too soft for what I had to become. I don't need it anymore. What pumps through me now is fire and ice, rage and clarity. There's no mercy left in me, no hesitation. I watched people I trusted walk away like I meant nothing. I heard the lies they told when my back was turned. I felt the blade twist, not once, but over and over, and every twist made me sharper. They thought they were punishing me. They thought the silence would drown me, but I drank it like water. I let it settle in my bones. I let it whisper truths that comfort never could. I became the silence, the storm, the reckoning. Every time I was told you're not enough, I carved it into my memory. I didn't forget. I stacked every insult, every slight, like bricks. And now I stand on a mountain built from their doubt, looking down, unbothered, unbreakable. I don't flinch anymore. I don't dream of peace. Peace is an illusion for the weak, a lullaby for the broken to keep them quiet. I don't want peace. I want power. I want evolution. I want everything they said I'd never have, and more. They didn't know what they were creating when they left me in the fire. They didn't understand that pain is a forge. That the things they did to destroy me only gave me shape, gave me edge. I walk alone now, and I like it that way. I don't need applause. I don't need understanding. I need momentum. I need pressure. I need resistance to press against so I can grow. I am not like them anymore. I've outgrown weakness disguised as kindness. I've outgrown apologies given too late. They think forgiveness is holy. I think survival is. I didn't survive by being soft. I survived by being relentless. And now, I'm more than alive. I'm transcendent. I've made peace with being the villain in other people's stories. Let them talk. Let them say I'm cold, guarded, heartless. Let them call me paranoid, bitter, broken. I am. I own that. I wear it like armor. I'd rather be hated and safe than loved and destroyed. Love is a luxury I can't afford anymore. Not when the cost is everything I've got left. I trust no one, not even myself. Especially not myself. Because I know what I'm capable of when I feel cornered. I know what darkness I can tap into when I'm pushed. There's a version of me that doesn't care, that doesn't flinch, that will burn bridges just to light the way. I've tried to outrun that version, but some nights I look in the mirror and see them grinning back. And maybe I need that side. Maybe that's the only version of me that can survive in a world like this. Some call it trauma. Some call it paranoia. I call it clarity. There's no peace for people like me. No finish line. No redemption arc. Just survival. Just another day with my back against the wall. Fists clenched. Heart locked. I'm not waiting for rescue. I'm not begging for understanding. I'm not trying to be saved. I don't trust anyone with my story. Not because it's too heavy, but because they always try to rewrite it, to soften the shot parts, to erase the ugly. I won't let them. My scars are mine. My pain is mine. My silence is mine. And if all I have left is me, then I'll guard myself like the last fire in a frozen world. I don't trust anyone, not even myself. And that's how I survive.
Why did Dad always carry that sword? He never smiled. Was he just angry all the time?
No, he wasn't angry. He was laid. That sword wasn't just steel. It was a promise. He fought so he could live. He fought because the world gave him no mercy, and he gave it none in return. Your father wasn't just a man. He was the wall between us and the end, and he never ran away.
I don't run. I don't bow. I don't fold. There's a blade in my hand and fire in my gut, and if I fall, I'll fall swinging. They told me to sit still, to wait for rescue. They told me to be patient, to be smart, to survive by crawling. Crawl. I was not made to crawl. I was made to bleed, to fight, to roar. Every scar on my body is proof. I did not run. I stood. I chose the storm. I'd rather fight with my sword than run away. That's all. See, running is easy. Giving up feels like mercy when the world won't stop trying to bury you. But I've seen what waiting does. I've seen what hiding turns you into. It rots you from the inside out. You become a ghost of what you could have been. A shadow clinging to safety. I'm not a shadow. I'm the flame that scorches it. Every time I was cornered, they expected me to break. They underestimated the quiet rage building in my bones. They thought I would choose peace. But peace was never an option. Not when silence meant submission. Not when stillness meant defeat. Not when running meant giving them the satisfaction of watching me disappear. I'd rather die swinging this sword than live, crawling through their lies. They call it reckless. They call it pride. Let them talk. I've buried men who said worse. I've stood alone while cowards slipped away in the night. Mouths full of excuses, backs turned to the fire. I stayed. I fought. Not because I thought I'd win, but because I refused to let fear be the final word. Fear doesn't get to write my story. I do. I fought battles no one saw. I've clenched my teeth until they cracked, just to keep from screaming. I've walked into the storm knowing it would shred me. I've swung until my arms went numb, until my breath rattled like chains in my chest, until the ground swallowed my knees. But I kept swinging. I've buried friends. I've outlived brothers. I've watched the people I trusted turn their backs when the sky turned black. When the blood spilled, they vanished. They left me to carry the weight, to hold the line. So I did, because I'm not built like them. I don't run. Pain has been my teacher. Betrayal, my sparring partner. Regret has carved rooms into my heart with a dull blade. But every lesson etched into me made me harder, sharper, meaner. They call me heartless now. Good. Hearts are fragile things. Mine was ripped out long ago, replaced with something unbreakable. I forged it in the heat of every lie I was fed, every promise shattered. Every night I screamed into nothing and no one came. Now there's only steel inside me. I will never cool. I will never fade. The fire in me is eternal. It is a part of me now. It is my heart, my soul, my voice. It is the rhythm of my steps and the force of my will. It does not dim. It does not falter. When the storms come, I will stand in the center of them and laugh. When the darkness falls, I will rise up and blind it. There is no force in this world or any other that can stop me, because I have already faced the worst of it. I have already survived the impossible. I am more than strong. I am more than resilient. I am inevitable. And when the time comes, they will see it. They will see me standing at the center of it all, unbroken, unstoppable, untouchable. And they will know that they could never have won, because I burn brighter than the sun and hotter than hell itself. Let the fire in me consume everything that tries to stand in its way. Let it burn away the lies, the weakness, the fear. Let it leave behind only truth, only strength, only power. This is who I am. This is what I was made to be. Fire is my nature. Fire is my purpose. Fire is my proof that I will never, ever be defeated. And I will not stop burning. I will not stop rising. Let the flames come. Let the heat rise. Let the world turn to ash if it must. I am fire, and I will burn forever. They thought they could bury me, but all they did was plant the seed, and now the seed has grown into something they cannot contain, cannot destroy, cannot ignore. I am a force of nature now, unstoppable, immovable, irresistible. I am the storm that will shatter their illusions and wash away their lies. I am the fire that will reduce their world to ash. And from those ashes, I will rise again, stronger than before. Because that's what I do. That's what I've always done. No one can match me. And in the end, they'll realize it. They'll see the gap, the insurmountable distance between us. They'll see me standing at the top, untouchable, unshakable, and they'll know the truth. I was never like them. I am the best. Not because I say it, but because I prove it. Every second of every day I prove it. No one can match me, and no one ever will.